Hi everyone. We're going to solve each equation based off your properties of equalities and check our solution for these three problems. So, here's our first problem. I'm going to go a little slower on this one. And what we want to do is isolate the y to solve for y. So what I'm going to do is use my addition property of equality and add 40 to both sides of the equation. And when you do that, you get 80y minus 40 equals 0 plus 40. Now I'm going to use my addition property again and add 40 to both sides. And the 0 property of arithmetic says that I can just kind of get rid of that because 0 plus 40 is just 40. So we have 80y plus 0 equals 0 plus 80. So basically your 0 property of addition says I can get rid of those zeros there. So if you do your division property, or you can just mentally do this one, you divide both sides by 80. So you get y equals 1. Our solution set, therefore, is 1. Now let's check our solution by writing down our original equation and substituting our substitution property, replacing y with 1. So everywhere you see a y, you plug in 1. Therefore, we get 40 minus 40 on the left-hand side and negative 40 plus 40 on the right-hand side of the equation. That means we have 0 equals 0, which is true because we're checking to see if these sides equal, and it is. So our answer or our solution set is 1. Now the next two problems I'm going to go a little faster. So we're going to do the same thing. I want my y positive, so what I'm going to do is use my subtraction property of equality and subtract 40y. And to save time, I'm also going to subtract 50 from both sides. I'm going to do this multi-step and then solve. So we get 0. 40 minus 50 is negative 10. 50y minus 40y is 10. And then we have 50 minus 50 is 0. So using your 0 property of addition, we get 10 equals 10y. Use your division property. Divide both sides by 10. So you get y equals negative 1. All right, now our solution set should be negative 1, but we've got to check our solution by the property of substitution. So I'm going to replace every y with negative 1 and see if the left-hand side of the equation equals the right-hand side of the equation. Oh, it's negative 1. So on the left-hand side of the equation, we get negative 40 plus 40. On the right-hand side of the equation, we get negative 50 plus 50. So this is 0 equals 0, which checks out. So negative 1 is our solution. Okay, on the final one, I'm going to use the addition property of equality. And I'm also going to use the subtraction property of equality to isolate my y. So we're going to get 90y plus 0 equals 0 minus 90. That means using your zero property, you get 90y equals negative 90, and clearly y equals negative 1, or you can use your division property and divide both sides by 90. So that crosses out and you get negative 1. So your solution set should be negative 1. Now let's check our solution by using the substitution property and placing every y with negative 1. All right, so negative 1 times 40 is, see if these equal. That's negative 40 plus 40. Two negatives make a positive, so you get 50 minus 50, which is 0 equals 0. So they do equal, therefore our solution set is valid. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.